CXIII, TMG.
But then, from my perspective on the AJ thing is that, where does he go from here? Like, what does he do next? Like, he's like kind of stuck now, isn't he?
He has to fight Wilder and he has to fight Fury beltless on. Remember, the see Fury and Wilder, the problem they've got is he's still the money, regardless of no belt.
You don't think Fury is more of the money than AJ right
now?
No,
because you know the problem with Fury is his story doesn't sell itself. It's not like he had the whole story with the mental health thing, but that's now dropped out because now you've proven yourself that you ain't really riding that mental health wave and helping mental health people or doing any of that. You've got where you wanted to get to out of it, and now you're doing your own thing again. So man, them don't, in the woods I'm from, people don't look at Fury and think, oh yeah, great guy and great champion and all that.
I think he's not a great guy, but you think he's an entertainer.
No, of course he's a good entertainer. You want to see him because of the talking and stuff, but they don't. Everyone wants to see him fight AJ. And he's rubbing himself out. The more time he doesn't fight Usyk, now he's.
Do you think he fights AJ before he fights Usyk?
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna say to you? See Fury, he was at the top of the pedestal a year ago, yeah. But he started to rub himself out slowly and slowly with the silly things he started to do.
Yeah.
Like fighting Chisora, turning Usyk down for the money, friggin' not fighting any of these people, and now fighting. What's the guy's name he's fighting? That in itself. I'm not gonna lie. I'll hold my hand up. I'm not a UFC fan. I'm a boxing fan. See, UFC is too violent for me. I can't do it.
Do you think? But UFC is catching up to boxing now.
Oh, no, I agree with you. It's definitely catching up. But I'm saying, see me personally, I've just never took it in. The only person I used to watch when it come to that cage fighting stuff was Michael Venom Page.
Okay.
MVP. Because he's from the ends, and like I used to go to his gym in Croydon, his dad's gym or whatever. I think his dad's gym in Croydon, and I used to watch him on like Cage Rage and Sky back in the days, and he used to have bad knockouts. He just danced like, you know, like I come off of watching Drunken Master, and that guy was moving like Drunken Master, and like he's not even looking at you and he's punching you. I just loved his style, but I'm not really a big fan of it, innit? So I can't see when man start talking about Conor McGregor and all these people. I'm like, I just be quiet. I'm just like, you're not into boxing. I'm the man, but them things there, I'm like, nah, I can't do it.
Talking about boxing, and you talk about the heavyweight. What do you think about Joyce now? What happens to him?
What after the knockout?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you. He's another man who I feel like is just. It's like a Dylan White for me, man. It's like you've been dancing to the tune of your master for time. You've been trying your hardest, but it's just not gonna happen for you, bro. No one wants to fight you. You lot are the ugly men of the division. See Joe Joyce, yeah. He's not a great fighter. But I guarantee you give AJ a hard time.
Yeah,
because styles make fights.
Yeah, he's dogged.
Yeah, and see him. He just got his Usyks. He met his Usyk.
Because Zhang is.
See Zhang.
Zhang is the worst fighter.
See Zhang. Zhang will meet another fighter and get steamrolled, look like an idiot. But Zhang was his kryptonite. Because, like I said, styles make fights. See Zhang, he met somebody else who's a juggernaut who will do the same thing as you. Stand there, take your punch, and throw one back at you. And his punch happened to be stronger.
Hey, Zhang's hands are heavy. Bro.
And he's fast as well. He's not even that slow. I gotta give him credit.
His hands were heavy.
He's not slow.
And it's a southpaw too, so it makes
yeah,
it more difficult.
and see with the Zhang guy, this is what I was saying about Frank Warren and all these things about. I don't like how they're going about it. They're forcing their fighters into fights because they're in competition with other brands. It's like Nike versus Adidas. Someone's trying to outdo someone at all times, and you haven't thought about the well-being of your fighter for one. For two, your fighter's old, so he's desperate. He wants to keep himself relevant. But Joe Joyce deserved a title fight maybe a year ago. If we're being honest,
I think after he beat. So what was it? He beat the bar.
After he beat Joseph Parker.
He beat Parker.
After he beat Parker, I thought he deserved the title.
I thought he was going to fight Fury.
I felt he deserved it.
I think he fought Chisora after.
But I'm saying this, after the Parker fight, he deserved the title shot. He never got one. He never got one.
Chisora needs to stop fighting just this on the side. Yeah, he
Chisora needs. But this is another thing about boxing. Dylan White's the new Chisora.
You think
about Dylan White?
No, lads, this is about Dylan White. For the if we can revisit this podcast in 5 years, and you're like, bro,
Dylan White's gonna be the gatekeeper.
You're gonna say, yo, he's a gatekeeper because he still needs money, so he's gonna keep boxing.
But I thought
he's only the only payday he got that was good was AJ and Fury. But come on, man, boxing's real. You still wanna fight, so he's still gonna keep fighting. He's not gonna just die on his shoulder and say I'm done with it. He's gonna be that guy who.
But doesn't he have his own promotion as well?
He does. Yes, I think Fraser Clark or some other.
Yeah, that's someone in his promotion.
Heavyweight or Fabrice Wardley.
But if he becomes the new Chisora, that's a sad.
That happens. One gatekeeper to another. Just how Sean Paul became the gatekeeper for the welterweights, and then who's going to be it now? It might be Keith Thurman now actually.
Keith Thurman apparently might be fighting Gervonta Davis or something.
I saw that somewhere. We'll see.
Keith needs to retire, man.
But you don't want to become a gatekeeper, man.
Being a gatekeeper is the worst thing you can do.
It
Because-
depends what you want to do. If you want to earn money, you
If you want to earn money, but the problem with this gatekeeper thing is, I've realised, and I don't know, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but sometimes the gatekeeper has a good fight and he still loses because they don't want you to win. I've seen a couple gatekeeper fights where I'm thinking, the gatekeeper kind of got the better of this fight right now. On the card, I may have leaned to him more than the opponent, but the opponent is normally the guy that they're backing and they're building and they want to make money out of. So he's not winning regardless. So sometimes the gatekeeper, I feel like he goes in trying to win and he still gets done over.
But then,
So
yeah, it's dangerous because that happened to Jared Anderson. I think who did he fight? That they were saying that it was quite a close fight.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
One of his last fights. It was fighting that guy that AJ just destroyed that time.
genius.
Charles Martin.
Charles Martin. Yeah,
I remember he invited Charles Martin and he looked good.
You know, yeah, they said that Charles Martin. Some people had Charles Martin. Like,
Listen,
kinda,
I agree. That do you know what? Prime example. I thought he boxed a better fight.
See, and that's the thing. Once you're a gatekeeper, yeah, as you said, gatekeepers, they don't want you to win, but someone has to do it.
Someone has to do it.
Yeah, someone has to show you the level. Someone's always going to be that person that will be like, okay,
But-
this is the level of
but
being
this is
world
the thing.
class.
It's like when you see when they first get their first 5 fights, they're fighting all these freaking bums.
Yep.
AJ, they're fighting
You have the record.
all these fat boys. You're thinking, bro, where did they find this guy? What pub did they take him out of and put him here?
But you don't want to. But I feel that's smart, man. You need to build.
But you need to build your fight. Of course,
You don't want to be Daniel Dubois
Yeah, of
and
course.
get smacked up.
No,
What's
no.
the next guy? Moses. It told me that's in Frank Stables, like 19.
Yeah.
He's trying to build him up slowly. You have to build this
No,
guy
I
up
agree.
slowly.
I agree with that. That's the formula is always the same right formula. I'm not gonna deny that. You have to fight these tin cans to get where you need to get to. But you know what it is that always I think kills me. Once you get to a certain stage in your career, all your wins on your resume get reviewed,
Yep.
and you start to look at who you fought and who you haven't fought.
Why,
And
who you fought and when you fought them.
And when you fought them and where they was, and now it gets to the point where you can't hide anymore.
Who do you think? You know, you said that you look back and your wins and you review.
Wilder.
Who? Yeah, Wilder.
Wilder's was the worst.
But who has the best resume right now? You just look at and you say, oh, look at the people that he's fought and when they fought.
Heavyweight.
Just in general in the box.
Heavyweight, I still give it to AJ.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Heavyweight, only reason I'm giving it to AJ because you fought the most people consistently in a short space of time. Like you knock people off the board that I see people actively duck. Like Wilder, you ducked Povetkian. I watched you duck Povetkian. Like Vivek Pulev. There's certain people that people just didn't want to fight, regardless if you're betting them or not. People dodge those fights because they know it's a scrap. You might win the fight, but you're gonna come out with certain injuries that might, or certain you might get knocked down, or it might concussion. There's certain things that you just don't know and get involved
Yeah,
in.
that's very true.
So the heavyweight, definitely giving to AJ. Canelo's record speaks for itself. So he's Canelo. He's boxed everybody who's relevant, really. And only time he ever looked bad was against Mayweather.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the only time I said I ever seen him hit air. Like, he's been doing his job. But when he fought the Golovkin fight, the first one was a bit, you know what I mean? But Canelo's that guy. And then when you go like